The training was one of the worst periods of my life. I couldn't ask my parents, I want this and this from the store, like grocery stores. Just not fun. You can't speak, you can't scratch, you can't do anything. Try to steal from a store sometimes. Listen, commander, give me more time. Then like 10 more seconds. What I was being told by society is wrong. They control every second of your day. I had a friend that came from Russia. He was almost alien to us. Basically, it's a hell where they try to torture you to make you a more obedient. You're just like married to it. You sleep with it. You're with it 24/7. Your body is broken. You're carrying this bag. You're like, fuck, how do I survive this thing? And it's only half an hour in. And I was always surviving up to the next meal. If I make it out alive, we'll see what happens from them. I can quit. When you do a job interview, they would ask, like, what did you do in the army? If you say you were dismissed after 2 years, it's a red flag. And I learned guitar through courses. So in the beginning, army was hell. Every second of home was bliss. And they tortured them so much harder, so much harder. I became fat and I realized I had to lose weight. It was a long struggle. We didn't love each other from the beginning. We built this love over time and it grew.
Thank you so much, Joe, for joining us today. So tell us about yourself.
Joined Ulu.
Joanne, sorry?
And Ulu.
Ulu, oh. Hi, Ulu.
Yes.
So tell us about yourself. Who are you?
I'm Joe. I'm 29 years old. I moved to Canada about a year ago with my girlfriend. Right after graduating with my bachelor's in physics and material science.
And where did you move from?
Israel.
So you're originally from Israel?
Yes. I was born and raised.
Tell us about your background a little bit.
So my parents moved from Soviet Russia to Israel about 2 years before I was born. Then my sister was born a year after and me.
So you speak Russian?
I do speak Russian, Hebrew, and English. But Hebrew is my best language, even though I first spoke Russian, but eventually Hebrew became better.
How would you describe yourself right now in one sentence, if you can?
In one sentence. A bit lost, I would say. Searching for my career, for my passion in life.
Why did you say you're lost?
Before I moved to Canada, the plan was I'm going to finish my bachelor's. And it's pretty easy to find a job in Israel as a scientist or like research and development, maybe engineering. But in Canada, it's a very niche subject, and the job market is even worse than in Israel right now. So it's challenging.
Let's go back to the beginning right now. And
my parents were very lenient with me. So I feel like they gave me lots of freedom. I could do whatever I wanted. I feel like at the age of 8, maybe 12, I was allowed to go out with my friends very late, let's say until 12 p.m. even, just do whatever I want. I could study hard, I could just take it easy, skip lessons if I wanted to, but they put lots of emphasis on respect.
On values in general, right?
Yeah, boundaries. So I wouldn't say I was too spoiled. I was given lots of freedom, but it worked somehow.
So you grew up in Israel, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like growing up in Israel?
My childhood was kind of nice. I remember playing out with lots of neighborhood kids throughout the whole childhood. My father, one of his hobbies was computers. So every time he bought himself a new computer, his old computer went to me. So thankfully I had a computer since I was about 6 years old.
That's great.
Yeah, so it forced me to, not really forced me, I wanted to play games like all children. And to do that, you had to learn English, learn Russian, because many CRUD games were in Russian. Thankfully, there were very good records. What?
And English too?
And English too, yeah. The Russians used to hack many games. Thankfully, I also knew Russian.
What kind of games? Like American games or
American,
Japanese games?
Yeah, like Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, shooters.
Right.
At first, then it was MapleStory later on, and World of Warcraft, League of Legends, recent years.
What kind of kid were you socially? Did you have a lot of friends? A big social circle, maybe?
No, I always was part of a small friend group, all of them Russian somehow, because in my city I feel like half the kids, at least in my school, were Russian. So it was very hard to connect to Russian kids. They had the same background, same language, even though we all spoke Hebrew. But yeah, I was part of a little group that I found for myself.
How did you find your group? And you knew that, like, okay, this is my group. How did you do that?
I found them throughout like my early stages of life. Some of them from kindergarten, some of them from first, second grade, and later on.
Do you still remember your kindergarten friends? Or how you met them?
I would say one is my friend now.
Still?
Up until now, yeah, still.
And how many years has it been?
I was 5, 6, now I'm 29, so about 25 years.
Wow,
Not
that's
25.
amazing.
The math is wrong, right? Around 25.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you guys still hang out?
Yeah, I'd say most of my friends are old friends. Like through every period, I gather about a friend or two. Like I have a few friends from school, then friends from the army, friends from university, and I always connect between the friends. So that's how I form the group. I know different people, and then
You were telling us about your home environment, right? So what was your home environment like? You said it was lenient. So did your parents not force you to study or
they didn't. It was
to not
very
play
lenient.
games? Stop you from
No,
playing
they were
games?
okay with it actually, and also I had access to the internet always. Just crazy. Like every question I ever had, I could immediately search in Google. Like I was exposed to lots of bad stuff
Oh, okay.
early on. Yeah, complete freedom of it. Oh, but you asked about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So
your,
it
your
was
home environment.
lenient. I could play games, but most of the day I went out with the neighborhood kids. You don't call nobody because we didn't have phones. You just go out, you meet somebody random, you go to the playing court, you play with anybody. Like the biggest picture of my father in my mind was him just sitting on the computer after work because he had to work 12 hours a day in a factory
Wow,
and
that's long.
provide. So
Well, what did he do in the factory?
I'm not sure. I think it was a printing factory, but just a shitty
a
job.
press?
He did the same thing
Okay.
all day, every
Like
day.
a printing press?
Yeah, printing press. Probably was depressed because he was like barely speaking. I feel like my mother did most of the work raising us, even though my mother was working kind of a lot as well. And we were raised pretty poor. We could afford a computer, but that's because it was the most important thing for my father to buy for himself. But we didn't have much money for clothes. Let's say most of my clothes, maybe even all of my clothes, were from my relatives, and I couldn't ask my parents, I want this and this from the store, like grocery stores. I couldn't ask, hey man, that looks tasty, buy me this. Yeah, nothing. I wouldn't even ask because I always knew money is tight.
They wouldn't be able to fulfill your demands, right?
Yeah.
So what did your mom do for work?
At first she was a cashier. Then she went into being a salesperson for a car company. She switched many jobs, like almost always minimum wage. Recently, now she's more than 50 years old. Do you know your mother's age? Because I don't.
My mom passed away.
Oh, right.
I think about
Many told me.
16 years ago.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
There is this thing, a minimum wage thing in Israel too, just like here in the US and Canada.
Yes.
Like here in Canada.
Yes.
Yep.
The minimum wage is lower, but life is cheaper in some areas. Like if you compare to Tel Aviv, it's not cheaper, but the salaries are higher, even though there's a low minimum wage.
Did you feel like you belonged growing up?
Yes, I have, because I was hanging out with Russians and they were from the same background as me, same language. Yeah, I felt connected to them.
What about the other kids who did not have a Russian background? Did you hang out with them too?
Not much. My first non-Russian friend was in high school. I met him in high school, in the last years of high school.
And what was the reason that you were not able to? Was it language or?
No, we all of us spoke Hebrew. I think it was the culture. Because Israel is a mix of many cultures.
Right.
So I feel like we segregate ourselves by groups.
So how did you feel about the culture as a kid? Yeah.
The Israeli culture?
Yeah. living in Israel as a kid?
I felt part of it. I was raised as a Russian, but I'm an Israeli Russian. Like if a Russian from Russia came, I had a friend that came from Russia. He was almost alien to us. He was like weird. He was dressing weird, speaking weird. It was very different. So we are Russian Israelis. Very different.
Right. So you were like half Russian and half Israeli, like very influenced by the Israeli culture.
Yes, but even more influenced by the Western culture, because Israel is influenced by the Western culture. So all of the movies in Israel are American. Yeah, movies, TV shows, game, everything is American.
Were there some things that confused you as a child? Like some things you didn't get growing up, since you had a Russian background and you were growing up in Israel?
Not much confused me when I was growing up, but I used to be annoyed by being forced to study Torah, which is the the Jewish Bible. And some subjects I just didn't understand, why are these people forcing me to study this stuff that is not interesting to me. And later on, when I grew and started going to the gym, I researched about nutrition, about the training, and I realized how much of what I was being told by society is wrong, like just information that passes from ear to mouth. Like your friends tell you some stuff that you should do this, you should do this. And then you realize how much that you thought you knew is wrong. So I started doubting a little bit of what I was told always from then on.
About religion or what?
I was always doubtful about religion. So they force us to study religion, but not follow the religion. So it's one of the subjects. You can call it history, but they don't force you to pray or do anything religious. Especially facts that I thought I knew about nutrition, but religion never confused me because I was always doubtful of it, because I was raised as a non-religious person. Even though my mother and father used to chase different religions, each of them, like my father suddenly believed some weird astrology stuff, and then he had the phase that he grew like this huge beard, believing in some, not even sure it's a religion, but he had these stages in his life. Yeah. Astrology, he had these many stages, at least 4 stages that he went deep into some path. Same with my mother. I feel like they were always searching for meaning in life.
Searching for the right answer?
Yeah, the right answer.
Are they still looking for it, or are they done with it?
My mother found something she calls genetics, which she says it's science. It's like a Russian field, but it's not science. I hope she doesn't see it, but it's
what like other religions did they try to explore?
It was never conventional. Maybe some Christianity, but no, most of them weren't conventional.
Like science related?
Never science related, no.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but they raised us non-religion, and they never enforced their views on us. They just taught us science. Like my mother used to sit with me and teach math. Science I learned from school. So at school, I was never brought up as religious, so religion never sounded appealing to me. It never made sense. So when I studied Torah in the school, I was looking at it as just stories that trying to sell me, I guess.
And you didn't buy any of it?
No. Even when they say simple facts that this and this happened, the history from the Torah, I would be like,
you wouldn't really believe it, right?
No.
So how did being from a Russian background shape your identity?
I saw many Russian movies and TV shows. Some of my humor, the curses, we used to curse a lot as kids. Russians just love their curses. Even as
teenagers, right?
Yeah, even as teenagers. Of course, we thought it was cool, so we tried to curse as much as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of boys try to do that.
Yeah.
Just to be cool, you know?
I still like cursing, but only when it comes at the right time, right? So it has emotion behind it. You're not just cursing every third word just to curse or to sound cool. So yeah, I still like it, but when I hear myself speak, like I have some videos from the old days, when I hear myself speak with my friends, I'm like, so many curses. It just sounds unintelligent when you speak with so many curses. And the Russian language is very unique in the way that you can express your whole idea only using curse words. Especially if you're a professional, they're like professional cursors.
Oh, really?
You can get inspired.
There's such a thing.
Not really, but some are really good with it. Almost poetical. Like you hear them explain an idea with curses, and you're like, damn, this dude, like
So, what other languages do you speak other than Russian?
Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
That's my best language right now, and English, obviously. I speak with my parents in Russian. It's like half Russian, half Hebrew by this point. But still, I'm constrained. Sometimes I'm forgetting words, and I just say them in Hebrew. But in English, I feel like I'm communicating with my hands behind my back in some way.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like
because
your English is great.
yeah, every time I hear myself speak, I'm just, oh man, it's so bad. Like the pronunciation doesn't sound good to me.
Really?
And the idea is like every time I express an idea to you, I don't really explain how I would in Hebrew, which is like efficient, interesting, compact.
Right.
Because I don't have enough time to remember the correct words that I do want to use in English. I know many words in English because I read lots of books, so my vocabulary is here, and my use of this vocabulary, my language speaking skills are here. So every time I don't have enough time to find a word, I don't want to get stuck, so I explain something like that instead of like that.
So, does switching between languages change the way you think or express yourself? Like you said, you find it hard. Do you feel like your personality also changes a little bit when you're speaking different languages?
Yes, for sure. Every language has a slightly different structure. So the structure that you use to explain your ideas inside your mind are a whole different way of thinking about reality, I feel like. So if you're thinking through an idea and you use different structures to develop that idea, you can arrive at a different idea. And it changes your humor, it changes your body language, at least in my case. I feel like I become a different person.
Totally different
language.
person?
Not totally, but yeah.
Slightly.
Very
Partially.
partially, yeah.
Just need to find the right word. So where did you learn all these languages growing up? At school or by yourself, or how?
My parents spoke Russian to me because they didn't know Hebrew the first 6 years of my life. Then I went to kindergarten, started learning Hebrew. And they start teaching you English in the first grade. But I feel like if your only source of English is school, you wouldn't be able to actually speak it. Your English will be really bad. So most of it is from games, computer problem solving, and TV shows.
Which language did you pick faster, Hebrew or English? Because you learned Russian at home, right? Growing up.
Hebrew by far, because Hebrew is your surrounding. Your kindergarten, your school, everybody speaks Hebrew. Even me with my friends, we started speaking Hebrew pretty fast. Maybe like first grade, we already spoke full Hebrew. So Hebrew by far. English is like the side thing that you learn in one of the, let's say, 8 classes in school. But I did have to use English with my computer. Sometimes the Windows was in Russian, sometimes English.
You had Windows in Russian too?
Yes,
that's
yes. Cool. That's part of the reason that I know Russian as well, yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sometimes I had to problem solve in Russian, sometimes on English.
What was school like for you?
It was boring. I was more interested in playing MapleStory with my buddies after school. I remember being obsessed with MapleStory. All I could think all day was just going back home and playing MapleStory with my friends.
What is MapleStory?
It's like
is it a game?
Yeah, it's a MMORPG game. Not really MMORPG, but it has this open world. It's 2D open world. And it's really complex. It's really nice. It teaches you about life because you have to communicate with people there. You play with other players. It had this free market in the game. So you find items, you earn money, and then you go to this market and you sell it to people. You trade with people. There are stores you can create. So it teaches you about economics, about trading. It's really nice.
Just like the real world.
Real world, yeah. And then there's this whole open world that you have to do quests, learn many different stuff.
Does it have a separate map or like
many maps?
Is it like Sims? Because it sounds something like Sims. The Sims.
Not Sims. It's a huge world. So you have a map which you can go through the whole map 2D, right. Like up, down, the sides. Yeah. Not scroll. You control a character.
Oh right.
Oh right, yeah. You control a character, You choose a profession, like a thief or something, and you kill monsters, you level up skills. It's very complicated.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So you were definitely more into playing games
Yes.
and hanging out with your friends.
Yes, for sure.
Were you street smart too? Communication,
I think I was
dealing with
about
people,
average back
stuff
then.
like that.
About average back then, but back then was more social than right now, because back then we have these big communities of kids, many groups of people that I was playing with, friends from different neighborhoods. We did some bad stuff too. We were like,
What do you mean by bad stuff?
like we could try to steal from a store sometimes.
Shoplifting.
Yeah, shoplifting a little bit, not much. I feel like
Just a few candies here.
yeah, maybe like blow up some stuff, like small stuff, but like
With fireworks.
yeah, yes, fireworks. Yeah, like light something up. Not trying to
Don't
create
worry, I've done that
fires,
too.
but yeah, like naughty children stuff.
Yeah.
Especially boys. Boys are so
Yeah,
stupid,
and they're more into like crazy stuff.
yeah, risking their lives
Yes,
for no reason, like
literally.
jumping from high
Literally.
places.
You went to middle school and high school in Israel as well.
Yeah.
What was it like? What did you study there?
So in high school, you can choose about 2 different subjects. You have this core curriculum of about 6 subjects, and you can choose another 2. Not even sure you have to, but you can. I chose physics and chemistry. You can choose even painting, computer science, psychology, all sorts of stuff. I remember just wanting to finish with school and proceed to the army. In every stage of my life, I was always tired of the current stage and positive about the next stage. So I can't wait to be done with this fucking school and go to army. Army's gonna be good. Yeah, even though all of my friends that are already in the army told me it's shit, you don't want to go there. but I was like, nah, it's gonna be okay for me. I skipped about half of all classes.
In high school?
Yeah, in high school. I just did the absolute bare minimum. Even though the lessons were mandatory, you had to go. But I found this loophole that I would go to my doctor. They had a reception. I wouldn't even have to see the doctor himself. I go to the reception. I give them dates from which I was absent from school, and they would print this confirmation that I was sick. It was crazy. Right. No questions asked. I have no idea how it came to be this way, but somehow it worked. They just print it. I come to class with like a pile of a huge pile
stack of doctor's notes.
Yeah, my whole class was laughing at me because every lesson would just come and give the teacher this pile of confirmations.
That's amazing.
And everybody knew it's bullshit, but they can't say anything.
Even the teachers?
Yeah.
And they still let you do that?
They have no choice, because the law is if you're absent from school because you're sick. So if you give a
doctor's note.
Note, yeah. So what can they say?
You're
I'm sick. What? I was sick.
What are you gonna do about it?
And I just come every time looking healthy as fuck. Like, yeah, I was sick. Here's my confirmation, the whole stack.
And they have no other option but to believe you, right?
Yeah.
So how long is high school in Israel?
14 to 18.
And what about middle school?
From 12, I think. I'm not sure. It's split into different buildings, but it's in the same area. Yeah, and you study the same subject. There's not much difference. It's only that in the last 3 classes, 3 years, you have to do this mandatory exams that would be your ticket into a university.
What subjects are those?
History. It's Israeli history.
Okay.
Yeah, like Holocaust, Second World War.
Independence?
Yeah, in the independence, and then the wars of Israel, cultural history. Then we had the citizenship. They teach you about what it means to be a citizen in Israel, and the laws and rights you have, why you have them, about the system of law. What else? Math is mandatory. Torah, the Hebrew Bible.
Okay. And that's when you started learning physics and chemistry and other subjects, science subjects too?
They teach you science probably even from first grade.
Yes, but like that's when you split into branches of science. But Because, as a kid, you learn science.
No, everybody learns that. That's part of the mandatory curriculum.
Okay.
You can choose more subjects only grade 10 maybe.
When you graduated high school, were you looking forward to the next step? And what was your next step?
Definitely looking forward. The next step is the army.
Okay,
So
and how does that go?
the army is mandatory. If you're a Jew, if you were born in Israel, you have citizenship, you have to go to the army. Boys, women, men, everybody.
I just learned that recently that army is compulsory, military service is compulsory for everybody in Israel and a few other countries like South Korea.
Yeah, there are a few exclusions. Arabs don't have to go to the army.
Okay.
That's basically it. Everybody else has to go to the army. It really is. If Israel didn't have an army, Israel wouldn't exist. So you have to have an army. And not only that, you don't only have your mandatory service of 3 years. After that, you stay in the reserve forces up until you're about 40. So if there is a war and you were in a fighting unit, they can call you to just come. We need you to fight, give your life.
So how do you enroll for the army?
You don't have to enroll. They just contact you when you're 16 years old. They send you an email, not an email, a letter.
A letter, yeah.
Or they call you, yeah.
Okay.
They call you to do some physical examinations and some mental tests. They try to categorize you into how fit you are for the army. And then they might give you some choice where to go. They can force you, like, we want you in this unit. But most of the time, you have some limited choice. If you want to go to a fighting force or not fighting.
Can you choose to not do the service?
No.
Is there any way you can escape it? No.
You can escape it, but it's a headache. You can act like you have some mental problems.
Okay.
Or invent a physical problem. Let's say you have strong headaches, or just invent something.
Right.
So it's possible. It's not so hard, but it's a headache to deal with, and it's looked down upon by the society.
So the doctor's note won't help there, or?
Yeah, they can. There's like the military. Okay. They can accept it, but it's a headache. You have to prove it, and you have to be persistent. If they don't believe you and still force you to go to the army, you can reject it, but they might put you in prison for a few months.
Escaping the service?
For like trying to
escape the service. Oh.
But it sounds bad because it's prison, but it's not really. It's military prison, which is kind of a joke sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. It's
how so?
It's not serious because it's not real prison. You're in there with people that are just disobeyed an order or don't want to go to the military or
so something super minor. Right?
Yeah, super minor.
Not serious at all.
Yeah, or just problematic soldiers. And you're gonna get out. It's like
so it's pretty chill.
Yeah, it's pretty chill. It's like a race. Who gets tired first, you or the army? If after a few months they're like, okay, it's not worth the trouble, they'll say, okay, goodbye. They won't lock you up for like half a year, and that's it, and try to force you that hard.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You were called, and then
I did some tests, and I was healthy. As a healthy person, they propose or sometimes even force you to go to fighting units. So I was debating myself if I want to go to a fighting unit, which means if there's a war, you will be one of the fighting forces that actually risks
one
their
of the
life.
soldiers.
One of the soldiers. Everybody's a soldier, but the fighting force are
actually
the people that fight. Yeah, you actually fight. And so the army is divided into 3 categories. There's the fighting units that actually fight. There's the fighting supporting units that support the whole system of the fighters, like fixing tanks, supplying ammunition, shooting rockets, something from behind the lines. And then there's the job category, which is more like a job. You just come, you work in the army like an office, you come back home every day. It's an office job. Maybe you clean or brush leaves or something. Just
some basic tasks.
Basic tasks, yeah.
Okay, so which one do you choose?
So I chose to go to the fighting units, yeah.
Why did you choose the fighting service in the first place? Why did you choose that?
I was debating myself because I wasn't really patriotic. I was very egoistical, and I was only looking out for my best interests.
How come it's in your best interest? I feel like it's in the country's
Yeah,
best interest.
yeah, it is. But I chose the hard path because going to a fighting force is one of the hardest paths you can take in the army. So my logic was, if I go through some real hard shit, I would come out as a better person.
And what did you do in the fighting unit? What was your role?
So I went to a combat intelligence unit. We were trained like the Marines. You have 4 months of Marine training, like the guys that run in the field and shoot, basically, get shot at. But our job was a bit different. The second 4 months of training were field intelligence training, and our job was to gather visual intelligence. So we would have small 15-man units, take our heavy equipment, heavy bags.
Those were your assistants?
Assistants? No assistants. You
Oh,
just
okay.
heavy. You just carry your
Right.
own shit.
Yeah.
So you have a hammer, your unit vehicle.
Right.
You can ride it up to a certain point because you have to stay hidden. And then you just take your bags, usually at night even, in the middle of the night, take your bags, walk about long distances, like 20 kilometers somewhere.
Oh my God.
Then you would build this small camouflaged place that looks like a rock
Right.
and set up your equipment, like cameras, binoculars, and then just have rotating shifts of watching somebody and just writing every little thing you see.
Is it at the border?
Yes, at the border.
So you actually do it, even
Yeah.
for the training at the border.
No, the training is not at the border.
Okay.
So the first 8 months of the training was near Elat. It's a southern city in Israel, near the border there. So you go through training and then they assign you to one of the borders.
So you stay there for how long? A week? 10 days?
You go there, you stay there for 12 days, then come back for 2 days throughout the whole 8 months, those rotations.
And you're in the field for 2 weeks straight?
Not in the field, in the base. Some of the training is in the field, but yeah, in the base. But then you go out in the field, you do some shooting training, maybe you set up some tents and do some field training. Yeah, mixed. The training was one of the worst periods of my life because basically it's a hell where they try to torture you to make you a more obedient and resilient soldier.
Isn't that a good thing?
It's a good thing once you're through it, looking back, and it's a good thing for them because they're trying to make a soldier out of you.
Right.
But while you're going through it, it just sucks so hard. It's like in the movies where you see drill sergeants shouting at soldiers. Let me tell you about your day.
Sure.
You're in the base, you're sleeping. They go up, like you sleep at one of the floors, they go up the floor. They wake one of you
There's
guys.
like no mattresses, no nothing, so you basically sleep on the
Mattresses. You sleep in rooms with about 8 guys, 8 to 10 guys. Small rooms. It's very packed.
floor. And how many rooms are there in a base?
In a base, many, but in your unit, there's like the whole big unit. There's like 100 people, maybe.
What is a
200?
unit?
No, I'm
Is
not
it
sure
like
you
a
can.
building? Or
Maybe a battalion. You can call it a battalion.
Okay.
And a battalion's a big battalion that is going through training, and it is about 100 people. And
So one building for that you call a unit. That's
yeah, it's your unit's building,
okay.
which is everybody that is going through training and your commanders. You live in small rooms with 10 people in a room, very packed. You have everybody has his gear, everything is super packed. So that's how your day looks like. They wake you up, one of you guys up. You have your small units.
How
which
do they
are
wake you up?
One of the
Like,
30
hey,
people. Yeah, they come. They
Like
just
silently?
silently. It's on purpose. They wake somebody up like silently. Hey, open clock. That's the thing. They tell you like
Sorry, what?
open.
Open
That's
clock?
what they say. Open clock. Everybody walks with a clock
Okay.
on your hand, and you have the timer. That's all
Right.
you use. The timer.
Okay.
Almost everything you use. So like open clock. 1 minute. Everybody's outside information, and then this person has to wake up and start shouting and running between the rooms, waking everybody up.
Bro, I can't get up in a minute. It's
Yeah.
too short.
It is. It is.
And how many people have to get up and be out in formation?
30.
30. Oh my god.
So the whole thing of the training is they always give you this very limited times, so you won't make it in time. It's possible, but it's very hard. Sometimes you do make it, and that's intentionally to fuck you after you're unsuccessful with the time. So they wake you up, they tell you 1 minute, everybody has to stand outside information. The guy starts running around, waking everybody up, everybody runs outside, and you have to stand in this half a rectangle formation.
Okay, half rectangle.
Yeah, half rectangle. And you have to
Why
stand-
in like half rectangle?
because the commander stands here.
Oh, right, and then he
It's
has
like
to yell at everybody. Not like a circle.
And it's easy to do because the circle is hard. It's not very structured.
Oh,
Like how would you make a circle? It's
yeah,
messy.
right,
So you want a rectangle,
right.
and there are on the floor there are tiles, so you can stand by the tiles.
Okay, right.
It's very organized. They expect like very precise things from you. So you have to stand in this like uncomfortable way, and once everybody stands in the right position, somebody has to shout to accept the commander. Not sure how to translate it. Let's say to accept the commander, the unit will stay at attention 2, 3, and then everybody shouts attention.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and after a time, after
Sounds
you,
funny.
it is from the outside. From the inside, you're like, God, fucking damn it.
Yeah.
So, and after you shout attention, you can't move, you can't scratch, you can't do anything. And so they give you this outrageous times. They expect you to fail, and then every time one of you fails, which means when the time is about to be over, let's say they gave you 1 minute, when it's 55 seconds, one guy of the whole unit has to shout, please listen to me, commander. I'm requesting for more time. And then it'd say, all right, 15 more seconds. So
What are
every
you
time,
gonna do in 15 seconds?
that's
I can
what they
take
always
maybe
give
like
you.
a few steps in 15
Yeah,
seconds.
it's intentional because they want you to work as a team. That's one aspect. The other aspect, they want you to not be able to make it and then fuck you for it. Like make you
Oh.
run or make you do push-ups.
Punish you, basically.
Punish you, yeah. They give you 15 more seconds. So imagine this like chaos, everybody's trying to make it on time, and one of you has to ask for more time. But there's not one person that's his job. One of the unit people has to decide, okay, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna ask for the commander and then tell everybody else that we have 15 more seconds.
How do you do that?
It's hard, it's very chaotic.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
wondering, like, the time is so short. How do you choose
Time is very short.
the person who's gonna ask for more
You
time?
don't really choose because like one of you has to notice that you're almost out of time, stand, and it's always annoying. It's always very formal because if you ask something, you can't be running, trying to make it on time, and also ask. You have to just stand in a specific way and ask the commander, like, please listen, commander, or you have to address him in a formal way.
Okay.
It's not please listen. It sounds good in Hebrew, but it's like, listen, commander, give me more time. And then like 10 more seconds. And then you say, 10 more seconds, guys. And everybody runs.
What?
Then some of you, but why do you fuck up so much? First of all, you always run out of time because they don't give you enough time.
Right.
When they
Just a
give you
few
more,
seconds.
they only give you a few seconds. And one of you has to decide to ask. Usually you're like running and like, nah, I don't want to be the one to do it.
Do you point or do you use like eye contact?
You stand near them, you come to them. They always like stand on the side. They're always there standing, waiting for you to complete the mission they gave you, that you have to be in formation. So somebody has to stop near him and ask for it.
Near the commander?
Near the commander, yeah.
So
in
how
the
do you
formal.
choose the guy who
You
asks
don't
for more
choose.
time?
It's somebody different every time.
Right.
So, but that's why you fuck up so many times, because nobody takes the responsibility to do it.
Right.
And then they're like, God damn it, guys. And they force you to do push-ups, or they give you another time, like 20 seconds, you have to touch this wall, come back. And
Isn't it a waste of time?
it is. But that's
So what's the whole
that's
point?
training. The whole point is to give you many missions, make you work as a team, because you have to be organized, and one of you has to always decide to ask for more time and stand still after time and do this group thing, be very organized.
Right. Work
And
as
the
a
whole-
team and be more responsible.
And yes, be more responsible and also torture you. Just make that's your whole day. Them forcing you to do those little missions like, okay, you weren't successful, and they always speak in this annoying past tense, like 20 seconds, you touched the wall, and you're here standing. They always tell you what is gonna happen, what has already happened. So it's just so annoying. Yeah.
They say something that's happening right now, also in the past tense or
Yes.
in the present tense.
Yeah, let's say you fail, everybody stops what they're doing. You can't scratch, you can't do anything, you just stand at attention, and they give you this new mission. They say 20 minutes, you touch the wall, you came back, you stand in formation. That's how they talk. So that's your whole day basically. So they wake you up.
Sounds so funny.
Yeah. It's funny in the first like day, even before, but it's always intimidating. You have this guy shouting at you, and it's in a bad vibes because there's this commander that expects stuff from you, and it's always this vibe of why are you guys still so stupid and can't fucking do this simple thing and make this formation stand in time? Why do I have to do this to you guys?
It's just a simple command. You can't
Just
follow
a simple,
that.
yeah. So that's your whole day. They wake you up. You have 1.5 minutes to stand in formation. You don't make it in time. You do a few push-ups to stand in this push-up formation, like a static plank. Very hard, very annoying to do. It doesn't matter if it's cold, hot outside. So you're in slippers, you're in like shorts. If it's cold as fuck outside, you're just like standing there shivering.
In the morning?
In the morning. Yeah, and you woke up like fast. You woke up fast. Somebody shouted, you're like, fuck. You wake up from the bed and you run downstairs. Then they give you another few minutes to, everybody has to brush their teeth. You have this, only a few sinks for everybody. So you're like sardines trying to do this every time. Like he's brushing his teeth, somebody else comes from the side, takes a little bit of water. But it's all very chaotic. And then
How much time do you have to brush your teeth and
I don't
wash your
remember,
face?
but a few minutes, 30 people on a few sinks. It's always not enough time. And then the same way they give you a few minutes to put on your clothes, then brush your boots. So they take this one thing of just putting your clothes on and they break it into like 10 different parts. Each one of them, you have to do stuff on time. You can't really speak to your body, so you have to like be very serious and do your best to make it in time. Then when the time runs out, you have to shout, you have to stand in formation, you can't move, you can't scratch without asking permission. It's super annoying, the whole thing. So that's how your whole day looks, and that's only your morning.
What do you do after that?
There's a morning meal.
Okay. Breakfast.
Yeah, breakfast. Breakfast.
Nice. Fancy.
Yeah. But
so when do you get breakfast? And what is it like? What do you have?
it's about an hour after you wake up. Let's say you wake up at 6, so the breakfast is at 7. Until then, you
So-
just run,
Right. They just
formation,
torture you for like an hour and then
torture you,
Yeah.
basically torture
let
you.
you go have breakfast.
Yeah. And
at
then
7.
when you go have breakfast, you have a different formation you have to stand in. You stand in those rows of 3. So you have to make another formation. Of course, you fail to make the formation in time. So you run, you touch the wall, or you do push-ups. They shout at you. They're like frustrated with you. Like, you guys are so fucking stupid. Why you bastards just can't ask for more time because nobody decided to ask for more time? And then you ask for more time, they give you 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So nobody in those 5 seconds is fast enough to ask for more time. So that's how it looks. And then you walk to the dining area. You walk in this new formation, and you walk in a certain way with your weapon held in a certain way, and you have to shout right,
Weapon.
left,
What
right.
weapon?
M16. Everybody was given an M16.
Okay.
But by the way, your weapon is like your best friend. You can't. It's like
Lose your best friend.
you can't lose it. It's like more of a wife that you can't.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be in your sight always.
Right.
And you're just like married to it. You sleep with it under
Really?
your pillow. You're with it 24/7. You can't even leave it for a second. It's on you. It's with you all the time.
Even when you go to the bathroom.
Even when you go to the bathroom. If I leave it here, place it here, I just stand up and do like a few steps from it, and a commander sees it, he would immediately give me a very harsh punishment, which is I don't go home. At the end of the 12 days, I stay in the base, I don't go home, so I won't see home for 24 days.
No.
Very harsh punishment. For you, it's torture, it's hell, because your whole day is like very annoying, never-ending torture, just not fun. You can't speak, you can't scratch, you can't do anything. They control every second of your day, and then they tell you you can't go home. You're like, no, it's just, it breaks you.
Oh
You just,
my God.
It's so bad.
It's too much.
It's too bad. It's too much. So you try your best to not let your weapon out of sight for a second.
So what do you have for breakfast?
Eggs, yogurt. It was good stuff. I mean, there were cooks. Not really good stuff. The food was pretty bad, but it was nutritious. Many were complaining about the food, but I wasn't used to good food from home. Because my mother wasn't a good cook.
Okay.
The food was pretty bad, so yeah, I was okay with it.
It was like an upgrade for you.
Not an upgrade. No, the food is pretty bad. The food is bad, but I was like,
Not as bad.
Yeah, not as bad. But even standing in line, because you have the dining area, there are 200 people at least, even more, that have to get inside. So you stand in line, you stand like this, with your hands behind the back, your head straight. You can't talk, you can't look anywhere. Your head is straight, and you're just waiting.
Like a robot.
Yeah, like a robot. If a fly sits on you, you can't scratch. It's super annoying. You have to ask for permission before you scratch. Sometimes somebody scratches without permission. The commander sees and like, you motherfucker, I see you.
Oh, no.
And then everybody runs, touch the floor, or
and everybody's already in line to get breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And even getting breakfast is like this whole thing that you have to get through the line. You have to stand. It's super annoying. It's like 20 minutes that you stand there every time, 3 meals a day. Just the whole thing is torture.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you do after?
So there are 3 meals like this that you stand in line. They force you to run in between. They give you 20 minutes to eat. You have some classes in between. They teach you about values or about your weapon. You might have some shooting in between. But most of it is just torturing. Sometimes doing like running, doing exercises. Yeah, that's most
And
of it.
how long is it?
What, the whole training?
The training, yeah. Or
First
is it like
8 months.
okay. And what after the first 8 months?
Those 8 months look endless. Like after 1 month,
Yeah.
you try to imagine even 1 more month, and you just can't. It's so far away because time doesn't move. When they break the day into so many annoying stuff and control every second of it,
so many small parts, and you have to go through each and every stage of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
And training, and it's just suffering. So much suffering.
Always shout at you. Always just.
Don't you get used to it after a while?
A little bit, yeah. But not much. It's still hell. You can't wait to get it over with. And for me, it was especially hell because in the first months, I didn't really connect to the guys. So I came without any motivation to serve because I was doing it for myself. And I couldn't find friends. So it was especially hard for me. I was surviving from meal to meal because I still had an option to quit. If you can still quit while in training, they will send you to a fighting assistant job, probably a shitty one, so you don't really want to quit. But still, there's an option. And I was always surviving up to the next meal. I was thinking, let's just survive to the next meal. If I make it out alive, we'll see what happens from them. I can quit.
Yeah, maybe I can quit at the next meal.
Yeah, that's what I did every day, every meal.
And you survived the 8-month training.
Yeah.
What after that? What happens after the first 8 months?
After that, you get assigned to one of the borders and you start doing your job basically, which is you have this 2-week shift. So you come to the base for 11 days and then you go home for 3 days. When you come to the base, you have a mission. You have to study before the mission, like what the mission is about, what you do in many different scenarios. After you study enough, you have this test with the unit commander, with the whole battalion commander. It's very serious. You see it in a classroom, like all of you are silent, super nervous that you're gonna fuck up the answers, because if you fuck up, it can have repercussions. Like,
What sort of
like you don't go home or...
No,
like,
not again.
yeah. That's their favorite punishment, yeah. So you have to be very serious about it. And it's like a theater, like, judging back, because we're playing this army theater where everybody's super serious, takes this very serious, but all of us are like 19-year-olds. Our commander is like 20, and the whole battalion commander is about 26. So all of us like look at him as this scary commander, and all this is very serious. Oh my God, I have to get this answer right. But all of us are just stupid kids, basically.
And you are there to obey orders.
Yeah, so you study before the mission, then your mission is...
What kind of missions do you have?
Usually they assign you to a spot, so you build your camouflaged area.
Anywhere in the field?
Yeah, somewhere in the field, and then you do shifts of watching the enemy. If you're 15 people, every time three people will be watching, the rest will be resting. But
resting? They'll let you rest?
It's not really resting.
No
after
torture.
Training, by the way, after training, the mentality is a bit different. It's like you have a job, let's do this job, it's very serious, but we're not trying to torture you just to torture you. We're only doing stuff that needs to be done after training.
And that makes sense. It's not like mindless torture.
Yeah, it makes sense. Some of it doesn't, because sometimes they just invent too many rules that you don't want to follow. You're like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do this? But yeah, it makes sense to at least somebody, to the administration.
How many people work on a mission? 3, you said?
Yeah, you're 12 to 15 guys. 3 of you are at the front of the camouflage space, watching the enemy, and the rest are resting, but not really resting, because you have to prepare the meals.
Yeah.
Because in the field, nobody will prepare it for you. Or twice a day, they have this procedure that they wake everybody up, and you have to go through the mission objectives and how you respond to certain scenarios. So it's still filled with stuff.
Studying, basically.
Yes.
So the guys who are watching the enemy, what are they actually doing? Are they pointing guns too, or?
No guns. I mean, all of us have guns.
Okay.
With bullets and everything. But
binoculars?
You're a few kilometers, at least a few kilometers away, and yeah, you're using binoculars and like electronic type of binoculars, cameras.
And what are you studying there, basically?
You're not really studying. It's very simple. You write everything you see. They give you just enough information for you to be able to do your mission, but not more. They don't want you to know. All of this goes to a different intelligence unit that analyzes, that sees everything from above, have the big picture.
Right.
You're just a simple soldier that you know what organization you're looking at, you know what you're looking for, but you just write every little detail you see. Like this car went from this house to this house, you write the timestamp, everything.
Even the animals around, like the birds and stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, only things that are relevant to the people, to the organization you're watching. Job.
For 2 years and 4 months, you do this, basically.
Yeah. Some people switch, like you can advance to another type of job, maybe become a commander, you have to ask for it, do a course, or become a hammer driver, but you're still part of the unit.
Hammer driver?
Like hammers. Do you know what car I'm talking about? Like those big...
Hummer. Oh, okay.
Hummer.
Yeah.
Hummer cars,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can become a driver or do this different types of specializations, but still, you're part of the unit.
So don't you get bored of
You do. You do, yes. After about 4 months, you're like, starting to be a bit much. After 8, you're like,
Yeah,
I'm fucking done with this thing. And then you have another year.
Let's
and
learn
8
something
months.
else, maybe.
Yeah,
Right.
it feels endless. There's some changes because every 4 months, there are some changes to your little unit of 15 people. Maybe some people are finished with their army and you get some new guys. There are some changes, but yeah, it's
What kind of
very
changes?
stagnant.
Like just changing the formation, changing duties, or what?
Not really changing duties, but changes with the guys. Like some guys go do a medic course, so they're not part of your 15 people anymore. You get some new people. Maybe you get a different unit commander, and it influences the whole way the unit behaves. One commander has lots of expectations out of you and has many rules that he has to follow. Other commanders would not follow many rules that are set by the army. That's bullshit. I'm not doing this stuff. You guys don't have to. That's the kind of commanders you liked.
So can you actually choose when you want to stop being in the army? When is it over?
No,
When
after
does it
3
end?
years, it's over.
After 3 years?
Yeah,
Like normally?
normally.
Okay.
If you're too tired of it, you can get out, but it's a long procedure. You have to go see a doctor, act like you're insane, or invent some medical problem. And they're very prone to that. They can see you're acting, so they make it very hard on you. Or maybe you go to prison and say, I'm not willing to do this anymore, and wait until they're tired of you and just release you. Also, you want to finish army, because then when you do a job interview, I think a new rule is they can't ask if you served. When you do a job interview, they would ask, like, what did you do in the army? If you say you were dismissed after 2 years, it's a red flag. It's like, why didn't you do the whole
Really?
3 years? Like, what happened there?
So basically, it's a bad idea to do that.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
Interesting.
And it's frowned upon. It's hard.
Right. It's also seen as unpatriotic.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Yeah, most of the community, the Jewish community, expects you to do army. If you didn't do army, they would ask, like, why didn't you do army? Some might judge you. Not really, but it's
Right.
below the surface.
How did you feel when your last day was coming nearer?
I was so happy. The last days weren't moving. You're just waiting for it so hard. And you just can't wait to get your freedom back, because they control every little aspect of your life. And I was raised with lots of freedom. So that's one of the things I value most in life. So I just couldn't wait to finish with the army, just go on with my life.
What was it like finally going home after 3 years of military service?
First of all, when you finish the army, they give you some money, like
How much?
$5,000 to $8,000 as free money that you can spend. Yeah, something like that. And another 10 for education, that you can only spend on education, buying a house, or a business. So they give you some money, so you gain your freedom. You're a young person, you're not smart, you're not going to invest it in S&P 500 in stocks. You're just going to go travel the world, or just
party.
Party, exactly. Actually, it's a tradition with the Israelis. If you see many Israelis in your country, is because they just finished army and they're like, fuck it, I'm the king of the world, and they go anywhere they want and
they're just enjoying.
Do very long trips. Yeah, India is a common place. They might do like a half a year India trip, or anywhere.
That's amazing.
And
where did you go? What did you do with
No, I just wasted it on weed and
alcohol.
Weed mostly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, whereas it wasn't legal.
Right.
And I was smoking a lot. Actually, I was smoking through the army, which was strictly prohibited. If they found out, they would send me to jail for like a few months.
How did you manage then?
So it was a stupid thing to do, but the period was so hard for me that it was a way to cope. I came back home, and I used to smoke from the moment I came home. I just smoked weed, drank alcohol sometimes, but not sometimes, every week, but only with my buddies once I met them. So every week I come back home. The moment I come home, I start smoking until I leave home, and also drink with my friends every Friday night. So that's how I coped with it.
Did your parents know about that?
About the smoking, no. But they would be okay with it after the army. But during the army, they would be like more strict about it, I guess. Also, as a kid going to the army, in a fighting unit, you think that you're not really gonna have to risk your life. Like, you hope that the war is not gonna happen and that your life is not gonna be in danger, but it's like this positive, naive outlook on things, even though every 10 years there's like a serious war in Israel. So it was kind of stupid of me because I wasn't patriotic enough to risk my life, but still went to fighting forces. And I was just lucky, like the recent wars, they didn't call me to come fight. I'm not sure why. I think it's because they disassembled my unit, but no idea why, just lucky, super lucky. It was stupid looking back, but I'm glad I did it.
So are you still a part of the army or not?
Yes, technically I still am. They can call me anytime to come fight a war. But if they didn't call me up until now, I think, but the same.
They can call you anytime they want.
Anytime they want, yeah.
Although you are in a different country?
Yeah. Maybe if I'm in a different country, I can say, listen, guys, I'm in a different country. Fuck this, I can't, but it's easier. But
would that excuse be acceptable for them?
I'm not sure, actually. It might not.
And they'll ask you to come back right away?
Yeah, but then maybe I can fake something medical.
Right.
From here, like go quick to a Canadian doctor. I'm having migraines.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe something can be done.
And they cannot check it from here, so.
Yeah, but I feel like army was good for me. The last year was way too much because you're not learning anything new. You're not becoming more disciplined. You're doing the same job. You're just super, super tired of it. You can't stand it. And you're just waiting for time to go by. But the first year improves you a lot because you have to, first of all, socially, because you always live with many guys and you have to function as a unit. And you go through hardships, through being shouted at. Sometimes you have to communicate with commanders and like explain yourself and get out of sticky situations that you put yourself in. So it teaches you a lot, lots of self-discipline.
How did it change you? Change the way you see yourself?
I became less spoiled and more appreciative of normal everyday life. You know, when I was coming home, my mother said, suddenly I'm so thankful for everything. Like, oh my God, Mom, thank you for this meal. This meal is so good. Like, even small things she did for me, I was so thankful.
You start appreciating little things in life after you've been through something. Because
army was hell. Being back home, even for a day, it was heaven. Like every second of home was bliss.
Right. You stop taking things for granted, right?
Yeah. And also you start believing that you can do way more than you thought you can. Because some stuff we did in the army was very hard. We had this, like throughout training, you have, how do you call them? Hikes?
Hikes, yeah.
Hikes, where you carry heavy equipment for many, like 20 kilometers.
Wow.
And
how heavy?
40% of your body weight. That's in the beginning.
So like 20 kgs or something?
That's the law in
70.
Training, but after training, you can go way higher because a job needs to be done with this heavy equipment. You need to get it over there. It's not just for training. So
and they don't care how heavy it is.
Yeah. So the hard part is training. You do those long walks where everybody walks really, really fast. It's fast pace. Silently, you can't speak. You have to hold this formation. It's so hard because even after half an hour, you feel like you can't breathe. You just can't go on any longer. You're like, but your body is broken. You're carrying this bag. You're like, fuck, how do I survive this thing? And it's only half an hour in. And you know that you have to do this for another 7 hours.
Oh my God.
And you can't believe, you're like thinking, am I gonna survive this? You have no choice, right?
But
it's so hard.
Can everybody do it successfully? Do some people like pass out or something during
some people pass out. If you pass out, they might let you off a little bit, or like make you drink some water and then join the guys. But yeah, or if you fall and really have a serious injury. But yeah, everybody has to do it and you also feel the pressure from your friends. You don't want to let everybody down.
Super intense.
You just think left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. You're just trying to survive the next minute, and then the next minute, and then the next one.
So you become more like a robot.
Yeah.
You stop thinking, using your brain actually, and then you're just like a robot.
Sometimes you get into the zone, but many times you're just having these thoughts in your mind like fuck, 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 fuck. Oh my god, oh my god. I can't do this. I can't do this. Just some people start to cry during.
Really?
Some
You've
guys
seen
are
that?
actually crying. Yeah.
Wow. What did it teach you about discipline?
Just more discipline. After you do so much, after you've been through hell, and that's like an easy mode hell. I'll tell you about the
Hard mode hell.
hard mode hell. The elite units. I'll
Right.
tell you about the elite units. So that's a regular fighting force.
And
so
you
it's
were not
really
in
hell.
one of the elite units,
Yeah,
right?
but it's all about your perspective. It was hell for me. Some guys took it way easier because
Okay.
they were better off socially and they had motivation. If you have motivation, you believe what you're doing.
Right.
You believe in the
What
system.
kind of motivation? Like patriotic motivation, or
Not only, yeah,
what
what-
sort of motivation?
patriotic
Patriotic.
motivation. You want to defend your country. And also you believe in the system. For me, I was always doubtful in systems. Like in school, I did what I wanted to do. I didn't go to classes. I found loopholes. I didn't believe in those systems. And in the army as well, there were like many different rules, which I didn't believe. I was like, no reason to do that. They're just trying to fuck you or whatever. So
So what about the elite units?
So everything I told you about my experience, that's like the easy mode, regular fighting units. But regular fighting units have rights. They have to feed you 3 times a day. They have to give you 7 hours of sleep, unless it's like some special training you're doing. But still, you get enough sleep. You're given enough time. You don't really get the sleep because you have the stuff you have to do, like you speak with your bodies, and it just takes time to fall asleep. So you're not really getting all the sleep.
You have enough time to recover, you think? Like 7 hours?
Barely. You always feel tired, but yeah, you have. They have to give you a minimum amount of time to recover
Right.
and feed you. The elite units, they forfeit every right they have, and they torture them so much harder. It's like, imagine that my experience of I'm not even believing I can make through this 8 hours. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have it within me physically and mentally. They put them in those situations, but way more extreme, that your suffering per second is way higher. And for days, for weeks, for lots of
And
time.
it starts from the very beginning for them?
Yeah. It's just a way more extreme hell.
You can choose to be in an elite unit from the beginning?
Yeah, all of them are voluntary. You can't really choose. You can ask for it,
Right.
and then they put you through some, like a 3-day test, physical test and training, and then they pick and choose who they want. Then you have the elite unit training, and maybe like 20% of those make it through the training actually.
Wow.
But it's super intense. It's like a complete hell for a year and a half even. The training is also longer.
Super intense.
Yeah. And the hard thing about it is that when you imagine civilian life and you have something really hard you have to do, like a job that really sucks, you have some respite from it. You know, okay, I'm gonna do those 8 hours and I can come home, I can watch some TV, I can eat, I can relax for a little bit. Or if you have a child, you can't really relax, but it's your choice, you're in charge of your time in some way. But in the army, you're not in charge of your time at all.
Somebody else
just
is
never-
in charge of your time.
Yeah, somebody else. You're always being told what to do, and it's never ending. So you're suffering greatly, and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can't even think about going back home at the end of the 2 weeks. Elite training, it's more. It's like once a month, but it's so far. You can't even imagine.
I'm pretty sure I can't. I'm glad I never did the military service.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is super intense. For sure.
I have so much respect for all of those training, elite forces guys.
Yeah.
Navy SEALs or whatever, whoever. Doesn't matter the country. It's just the training and the torture they go through is just so amazing that they survived it.
Right. So is that where you actually got more into fitness and health, being health conscious?
Not really. I feel like the first big impacting factor was me going into boxing when I was 15 or 14, 15. And that's what gave me a very good base for developing my discipline, because the training was very hard. Nobody forced me to do it. That's one important part of it. You train 6 times a day, 6 times a week, for 2 hours a day, and the training is very hard. Like, you finish training, you're completely drained. You're like, your whole shirt is wet, your pants are
All
wet
your
from
clothes are
sweat,
soaked.
soaked in sweat. You're just dead.
Wow.
So 2 years of this intense training, and teaches you some discipline. Like, when you decide that something is important enough for you and you want to do it, you have this tool in your toolbox that you can force yourself to do something hard every day. Also, when I was 16, I decided that I want to get into fitness, so I signed up for a gym. Also had like huge problems with girls, so I thought maybe it can help me if I look better.
Did it help you?
No, I didn't look much better though. I have very bad genes. Always when I say it, it sounds like a super excuse. I wasn't training hard. I mean, not hard, right? I could do it way better, but still, my genes are so bad, so bad. I just accepted it by this point. Every time I say to somebody, they're like, you have to try this, but I tried everything you can imagine. Every training program, I was very serious about it. I ate this kind of diet, many calories, less calories. I tried everything. I just accepted that my body is not unathletic. Yeah.
Is it because you cannot like grow muscles or what?
Yeah, just not athletic, no explosive power, no strength. Like, if I compare myself, if me and most people would do the same training, same calories per day, I would progress slower than the average.
But you would.
I would look pretty bad. Like, I would not grow muscles, just all of it.
Did you find a way to cope with that problem? Fight your genes?
Not really. I tried my best. Eventually, I did look way better.
Yeah. I mean, you look great.
Yeah, thanks. But I fucked up in the beginning because I was obsessed with this stuff, and also about nutrition. So I got into this weightlifting forum, and the mentality was a bit wrong. The mentality is you have to eat as much as possible, like 3,000 calories a day, and just do this strength training. It was called starting strength. So you're lifting during squats, deadlifts, everything. And the mentality was, okay, you're a teenager, 16, 17, 18, you have lots of testosterone, you just eat as much as you want, and you become strong, gain muscle really fast. It's right for most of the population, but my genes were so bad that I didn't gain much muscle, I just became pretty fat. And then I had this whole struggle of, I'm too fat, now I need to lose this weight because I became, like, I just look fat. Didn't look, not very fat, but
like chubby-ish?
A bit chubby, and like not enough muscle.
And then you had to change your workout to lose that fat.
Yeah, mostly the nutrition. I had to change the nutrition, and then it was like a long struggle of becoming slim. But eventually I did look good. After I gained some mass and then lost the fat, I looked okay.
What kind of workouts have you tried throughout the years?
So weightlifting, I always do squats.
So you started with weightlifting?
Squats, deadlift, overhead press, bench press, all the basics. Then I also tried same exercises, but the strength training was 3 sets of 5, most of it. So it was strength focused. Then I tried gaining more muscle by changing it to 8 reps, doing different more volume training routines. After the army, I was more into calisthenics, very intense program at like 2 hours of training every day. Like, one day it's recovery, but active recovery, stretches, and like speed. And the other days were pull-ups, push-ups.
And what kind of workout are you into right now?
Right now, I hate training so much. I always hated training. I was just forcing myself to train for different reasons. Now, if it's more for general health, I don't care as much. I do. It's always nice to look good, but it's like a nice byproduct to have. My main goal is just keep myself healthy. So I'm doing the bare minimum in my standards to feel like I'm healthy. So I do I used to train 3 times a week. Every time is running and weightlifting. Now it's only 2, but I try to squeeze those 3 training days or 4 training days into 2. So the training is long. It's like 2.5 hours in the gym.
And what about the rest of the week when you are not going to the gym? You're just recovering?
Recovering, yeah. I'm trying to be active, like go out on walks with the dog,
Right.
went to ski together with you.
Oh yeah.
I can do as many. I'm trying to
That
do
was a great
many
experience.
activities. Yeah. We tried to play tennis. Me and my girlfriend. It was a bad experiment.
Are you careful with your food consumption? Do you count your calories?
I am careful. Yeah. I used to count calories, especially in the days that I became fat and I realized I had to lose weight. It was a long struggle where you have to learn from your mistakes.
When you say you got fat, how fat did you get?
In body percentage, it will be 20 if it says something to you.
Okay.
I would say right now I'm probably 15.
Okay. I mean, you look great, honestly. You're in great shape.
Thanks.
So, well, yeah, like
I was chubby.
Okay.
Not in Canadian standards. In Canadian standards, I was the average.
Okay. So yeah, we were talking about your diet. And
so yeah, after
what
counting
kind
my
of
calories and trying to lose the extra weight I gained, I became used to understanding how much I eat. So now I can feel how much calories I eat. So if I eat too much, I can guess that lately I've been eating too many calories. But yeah, I'm trying to be careful, not eat sugar maybe once a week, twice a week, and not eat not lots of sugar. Focus on most of my diet is protein and good fats, like animal fats, salads every day.
You still take sugar though, right?
Yeah,
A little bit.
it's recreational. I'm always aware that I eat sugar and that it's a bad thing. I always feel bad about it. Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. And I don't keep sugar at home because I can't eat one cookie. I have to eat the whole jar.
Yeah, me too. Like,
so yeah,
I don't use sugar, but I have a sweet tooth, so I just can't resist a dessert after a meal. Yeah, you eat a lot of protein. What kind of protein are you taking? Like meat, fish, eggs? What?
Yeah, all of it. Fit fish eggs. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep it varied every time. Yeah, I change it every time just to not get bored. But everything basically eggs, fish, meat.
And how do you stay consistent if you don't feel like it? How do you motivate yourself if you don't feel like going to the gym?
It's not really about motivation. I feel like it's about a mindset that you have to adopt. In my mind, there's no if I go to gym today. I made up, it's like a rule. You have to go to the gym. And it becomes way easier because you don't have conversations with you like, do I go to the gym or not? Because you're not allowed. Your mind knows that your mind is set to you have to do training, same way as you have to eat today to survive. So for me, it's like part of the basic human needs that I have to keep.
So you're your own commander.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah.
And you cannot break the rules.
You cannot.
You don't have the option.
No. Lately, it's not entirely true because it's a long-formed habit, training. So I know if I pass some training today, I can do it tomorrow. I try not to, especially not twice a week or every week. But I am allowed because I know that the habit is very strong. I'm not gonna start training because I know how essential it is and I'm used to it. But if I'm forming a new habit, like playing guitar, I set rules for myself. I'm like my own commander, and the rule cannot be broken.
Right. You also play guitar, right? So what role does music play in your life?
First of all, my mother was playing the guitar in my childhood.
How did you get into it?
Yeah, but I never liked it because she was always playing with her friends in a style that I never connected to. So I didn't even touch the guitar. The guitar for me was playing and doing what they did. But eventually, after the army, I had those experiences of going to festivals. Like music festivals, not even music, but Burning Man style festivals.
What is a Burning Man festival?
It's like camping plus festival somewhere, and everybody acts like they're your best friend.
They act or they...
It's a mentality. I mean, they're not...
Behave in a way like Your
It's
best
not
friends.
acting. I mean, it's truthful, but it's a very open environment. Everybody is very welcoming, and there's this feeling of home there, that you can come sit with somebody scammed, or many tents. You can come sit with those people, and you don't have to even introduce yourself. You can just feel at home. You can just come sit with them and like join the conversation. It's a weird mentality that in the beginning it's hard, so you just play the part and trying to look comfortable, but eventually it just feels like home. Like, these are your people. Everybody's okay. You can be as open about yourself as you want. Everybody's your friend. And just like this family vibe, it's very cool.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah.
So that inspired you to become a musician?
Yeah, so in those festivals, I take MDMA usually.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. And every time I take MDMA, somehow I stumble upon these musical experiences where you sit with some random people, and a few musicians take out their instruments, and they create this little intimate performance. It's so magical. You feel like you're part of this whole magical thing that is happening. They communicate between themselves with music, and you join them by clapping or doing something. It just felt so magical that I thought to myself that I have to try going into guitar sometime.
And you were saying something about your mom playing music, right? So what about it? She used to play music, and then did she inspire you too?
She hasn't, no.
Okay.
She had no part in it, but
Okay.
music was part of my mom's life,
Right.
and it's part of my life, but I was never drawn to it. I was only drawn to it after those experiences. And I have few of those. Sometimes on drugs, sometimes not on drugs, but
Wow, that's interesting.
yeah.
So why did you choose to play guitar or learn guitar, not any other instrument?
When I listen to music, I used to connect most with the singer, not even the words, but the notes, but the action of singing. And next in line was always guitar, and guitar seemed more easier and accessible to me. It's a very easy hobby. You just go, you pick up the guitar, and you start playing.
It's way easier than being a drummer, right?
Yes, for sure.
You cannot practice anywhere. Everybody hates you.
Yeah,
You're too noisy.
You pick the wrong instrument, for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with me.
Yeah, and I started learning the guitar during my university time, which was like the most intense part of my life in terms of how hard I had to work. But thankfully Corona happened, so all of the lessons were online, so I had some time to start playing the guitar. I thought, okay, nice, that's the perfect timing to try the guitar, and I just fell in love with it, became obsessed, and ever since then I religiously practiced 1 hour a day.
Wow.
And it's a new rule for me now that I have to practice the guitar every day.
Every day, 1 hour.
Every day.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to stay consistent, is it?
It is, yeah. Especially in the beginning. Now, again, that it's a formed habit, I'm more loose with it, but I have this like flexible rules. If I miss today, I'm gonna play more tomorrow. If not an hour, maybe I'm gonna play 2 hours tomorrow. And if I don't play for 1 day, it hits on me. I feel like, fuck, I haven't played the guitar. If I don't play for 2 days, I'm like, oh my God, this can't be happening.
You're gonna start forgetting it. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah. And I also don't want to lose this habit. Once you let a habit, like once you miss a habit twice, you're in a very high dangerous zone that you're gonna stop doing it. And it's one of my fears that I stop with the guitar.
Are you good at it now? What do you think?
I think I'm good enough for not really good enough. I always feel like I'm not good enough, but
I'm not too bad either.
Not too bad.
So what kind of music are you into? What genre?
Pop, indie music. I used to be more into rock and metal when I was a child. Then in my drug phase, psychedelics and weed, I went more into chill step and house music. Now it's moved to pop. Some country.
Do you have any inspirations that you look up to? Like some guitar players that you're really inspired by?
No, I'm inspired by any good guitar player. and I learned guitar through courses. So in the beginning, before I started learning guitar, I researched what is the best way to start learning guitar. One of the most recommended teachers was Justin Guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not like one of the best players, but he's a very, very good teacher. And those are two different skills. But every time I learn from somebody and I have a program and doing a course, yeah, I wouldn't say I have any idols.
Do you play any other instrument?
No, I tried singing for a while during my university years, but then I had voice problems up until this day.
What voice problem?
It hurts to speak. Sometimes it hurts more, sometimes it hurts less, but just speaking is harder.
Well, did you see a doctor about it? Or?
Yeah. I went through many doctors. They tried to diagnose it. Nobody could really tell me what's wrong. Did many physical tests. Eventually, they diagnosed it as a muscle tension dysphonia, which means I'm not using. I'm using the muscles in a bad way. I have too much tension when I speak, which might cause some pain.
Your vocal cords?
Yeah.
Okay.
Around the vocal cords.
Right.
So I went to this lady, which is in between a doctor and the vocal cords, that tried to work with me on the correct way to speak. Didn't help. Then I tried reading a book about correct voice production. I was exercises from the book. Didn't help either. Now I'm at the point where I kind of accepted it, and if it gets better, it gets better. If it don't. Just part of life.
So you gave up on singing because of that?
Yep, had to.
Okay. If you had the opportunity, what other instrument would you choose to play?
It used to be violin, but now I think that it's too annoying standing like this.
Oh yeah,
right? It doesn't look like a comfortable position to play, right?
Right.
So maybe the.
What about cello? Like a
it's too big.
Violin.
It's too big. I want my instrument to be portable.
Portable.
Yeah, I want to be able to take it to the beach.
Easy to carry.
Yeah, right. To the beach, to my friends.
What about drums?
No, fuck that.
Super hard to carry. You need a whole team.
And yeah, the neighbors are mad at you. Everything about it is
everybody hates
bad
you.
For you. Oh, sorry.
What kind of music reflects your personality best?
I don't know. It's a hard question. Pop? I don't know.
You got into bluegrass music, right?
Right.
Just recently.
Bluegrass guitar.
But do you really like that?
I don't really like the sounds. Some songs are nice. Like I like Billy String's Escabana or San Strange. This is kind of a poppy music, poppy country bluegrass. But so I don't really like the bluegrass style, but I like the way it feels when you play it. It improves your technique by a lot because they play really fast. They have to pick very accurately.
What kind of techniques did you learn playing bluegrass music?
You just learn very fast picking.
Okay, like alternative picking?
Yeah,
alternate picking.
Alternate picking, most of it, yeah. But that's basics. But playing fast, basically. Playing fast on open chords, chromatics. So I had problems with girls. I didn't go into it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So
what kind of problems did you have with the girls?
I was just very low self-esteem. Not about my whole personality, but just speaking to girls about the way I look, mostly. Just didn't feel attractive. Yeah, I just had lots of anxiety. My heart was beating super fast when I was talking to girls. It's just super scary. And it was up to a very old age, especially when I compare to my environment. Like I lost my virginity when I was 21, and it's super late compared to my environment because many do it like 14, 16. Wow. And I didn't even have a girlfriend up to 21 after the army. So I felt this mounting pressure on my shoulders that I'm...
And everybody was asking you about it, your girlfriend and...
They weren't even asking, but I felt like I'm just so bad at this aspect of my life compared to any one of my friends. I was like in the bottom 5-10% of the population in terms of how bad I had it with girls. So it was a huge problem, which I had to deal with. Also, I had a problem with dancing. I was very shy about dancing. And after the army, I decided that I have to fix this problem. So I went to dancing lessons, I went to hip hop lessons, and eventually faced that fear.
So you wanted to combine those problems together and fight them.
Not combined, but every
Fight them
problem,
together.
every problem I find, I fight. Like if something bothers me, I analyze why it bothers me, then I think about the best way to solve it, and just attack it straight on. Like the dancing, I forced myself going to dancing lessons, even though these were only there were only women dancing lessons, and they were super old, so I felt like a fish out of water there. But yeah, I just forced myself, and eventually I became comfortable there. And we had this public dancing show that we did, so I danced in front of people. It's super scary. I also fucked
Wow.
up. Yeah.
What kind of dance did you do?
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah. Then in university, I went to salsa and bachata
Right.
dancing. Yeah. So the problems with girls eventually became so bad in my university years that I just knew that I had to do something about it. And any idea that came to mind, no matter how uncomfortable I felt with it, I just forced myself to do it. So I went out to bars and joined tables with girls, introduced myself, and just
Did it
tried
work?
to speak with them. I got some numbers and I got more comfortable with speaking with girls, so it
Okay.
partially
Did you
worked.
lose your anxiety?
Not lose, but improved.
Okay.
Because you get better at this superficial level, but
Right.
once you actually get into a deeper relationship, or like some girl starts touching you, it becomes way scarier because it's uncharted territory for you. So every new step
Right.
is very
You
scary.
haven't experienced that before, so
Haven't
you're like, oh
experienced
my
that.
god, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's very scary. And I went to bachata lessons, salsa lessons, anything I could think of, basically, to get more contact with girls and force myself into those interactions and get over the fear, because the older you get, the more anxiety you have, because the more you lack in those skills compared to your peers, or compared to based on the expectations the women have of you as a person this age. You must be at least that comfortable speaking with me, and yeah, it was a huge problem.
For sure. So did going to these dance classes, did it help you?
Yeah, eventually I found the girlfriend there.
So what was your first impression of your girlfriend when you met her?
I thought she was cute. We had this class, salsa class, where you had about 10 pairs of women and men. They show you some moves, and then you practice with the girls, and then you switch a partner. So I was just shooting any direction I could, I would talk to any girl that looked cute there. But yeah, first thing I saw her, I thought, like, she's cute. There's potential. And the way we actually hit it off is one time I asked in the WhatsApp group if any girl wants to practice some moves with me, and it was genuine. I really tried to practice the moves because I got serious about salsa and bachata. It was like a hobby, and every hobby I do, I'm very serious about it. So she answered. She told me, "Yeah, sure, let's practice some moves." Eventually, we canceled. I don't remember why, but I remember thinking that she's really cute, and I've heard about this rock and metal party at the university. So I decided to invite her, and she said yes, and
You hit it off right away?
hit it off right away. Yeah.
What happened after that? You guys went on a few more dates, and then you were like, okay,
Yeah, we met
get into a relationship.
every day almost.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, studied together, did everything together.
When did you realize it was serious?
After a few months that I said I love her, but it was
So you said that just directly, like, "Hey, I love you."
no, it was accidental actually.
Oh, really?
Because there was a situation that I did something, and she's like, "You hate me," but jokingly, and I answered, "Hate you? No, I love you." And I was like, "Oops!" Immediately, I didn't mean to say that, but yeah.
And what was her reaction?
She told me she loves me too. I'm not sure
really?
it was genuine up in that point. I was like a little bit in love with her, so it wasn't really deep. We didn't love each other from the beginning. We built this love over time, and it grew stronger and stronger.
Right. And how long have you guys been together?
4 years now.
That's great. Do you get along well?
We do, but having a relationship with another grown human is always tough. Like some things I like this way and she likes the other. And it's very important to communicate about it and accept some annoying parts of her and for her to accept my annoying parts.
So what are some of those things that cause friction in the relationship?
The way we organize stuff. Let's say when I prepare food, I like following recipes and like keeping everything tidy, and she's like, fuck it, she's freestyling and like
Right.
making a mess and cleaning afterwards. And like, why can't you clean this now? There's a mess.
That's
and
fair, yeah.
just little things. Or like, yeah, hanging the toilet paper, I like it this way.
Yeah.
She doesn't care and she always forgets.
Oh.
And then I ask her again and again, like little stuff like that.
And how do you cope with these situations?
Some you just have to accept.
Okay.
But any deeper problems, you have to talk about them. Like if something bothers you, you have to talk about it, be open.
So what do you think is the most important when it comes to relationships?
Communication, for sure. You have to talk about your problems. You can't just, you have to talk about it.
I've actually met some elderly people and they told me that they've been married for, I don't know, 40 years, 50 years. And I asked them, what do you think is the most important thing while maintaining a relationship and keeping your relationship healthy? And that is exactly what they told me. Communication. I was like, okay, well, thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. And the stuff is not comfortable to talk about, right? You don't want to open this up. You don't want to feel those feelings or hurt her or she hurts you, but you just have to talk about the problems.
All relationships require some sort of sacrifice. So what kind of sacrifices are you willing to make for your relation, and where is it that you draw the line?
I'm prepared to make almost any sacrifice as long as I see that it's a two-way street. Like I see that she's making just as many compromises. As long as we're both happy, of course. You won't change like big integral parts of yourself, but I'm willing to compromise on lots of it as long as I see that she's as open as me to compromise.
What have you learned through this relationship of being together for 4 years?
I've learned that it's not always perfect as you expect it to be, and it's sometimes challenging, but that's only a small part because most of it was, almost all of it was very, very good. And it has brought only joy to my life. My life became so much better, easier, and I'm so much happier now that I have this relationship that I see only positive sides to it.
And how different is it being together in Canada versus in Israel?
I feel like in Canada, people accept you more.
Okay.
For who you are, no matter your color, your background, everybody's just a person because the culture is so mixed here.
Oh, very diverse here.
Yeah,
right?
very, very diverse.
Especially in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly.
But in Israel, it's like harder.
It is harder depending on the couple.
Okay, I get it. Let's reflect a little bit on your identity. So how do you think your identity has changed over the years?
As a child, I wasn't confident. I always thought that I could do anything, that I'm smart because my parents always told me that. So they convinced me that if I set my mind to something, I can do it. But I didn't feel much confidence in interacting, in my social skills, in anything, basically. After I've been through the army, I feel like it became more of a man because I've been through so much physical and mental hardship and I survived that. So I felt more confident about how strong I am mentally and how far I can go. And then I've spent a year kind of searching for myself. I was just working
And that was
simple
after
jobs.
the army?
After the army, yeah, I went to work in Eilat. It's like a beach vacation city. It was one of the best periods of my life. I worked.
Why?
Some of my friends from my childhood friends decided to go as well. Not because I'm going, but we separately decided to go.
That's amazing.
And
It's like living the dream.
Yes. And I was working with one of them in a hotel. Like, we're in charge of the whole hotel doing the night shift. I was security. He was at the front receiver desk.
Right.
We were just joking, having fun.
You were working overnight?
Yeah. Shift work. So I was lost. Not really lost. I was searching for what do I want to do, because my parents raised me with this idea that I have to do a bachelor's in science to get a secure job. But I was a bit rebellious, and I was trying to find other ways. I wanted to experience just regular life as a citizen first, trying to work regular jobs. Also, I've tried opening my own business of drop shipping. I started learning about drop shipping, which is a way to resell stuff on eBay. So you find a supplier.
In Israel or here in Canada?
In Israel, but the eBay stuff is America.
Right.
Yeah, so I tried to develop my own business. I went deep into it while doing a full-time job. I was very busy in this time trying to develop something of my own. And eventually I realized that I need to do it full-time if I really want to succeed. And I didn't like the dropshipping stuff enough to do this. So eventually I realized that, okay, I don't want to work these regular jobs. I'm tired of it. It's minimum wage. They suck. I couldn't think of any other business I could do. I could open myself. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna have to go do a bachelor's. That's the safest, best way. But the problem was that I only studied physics and chemistry, like basically science well, and anything else, my grades were very bad. So I had to do this preschool, pre-university year, and the demands were very, very high because of my low grades. I had to get a super high grade there, and also I had to study for another exam, which is like a 4-hour exam that you do many American questions in a few fields. You have to answer really quickly. It's super annoying because it's very technical. You have to study really hard, like 4 months for it, and you gain skills that are not important in any way. It's like fast kind of logic, language skills that don't really matter. But it's another way because too many people want to study in universities in Israel, and the state pays 3/4 of your tuition.
Right.
So it's hard to get into university. So I decided I want to do a bachelor's degree, and I checked how high of a score I need to get, and I realized that I have to be very obsessed, like almost like a robot. But I realized that, okay, it's possible because I believed in myself. So I told myself, fuck it, I'll just do my best. I was sure that I'm gonna get there. I just knew that I'm gonna do it very seriously.
So be a robot. By being a robot, what do you mean? You had to study, I don't know, 14 hours, 16 hours a day?
14 hours is not really good. The best way to study is to optimize everything. So you have to study as much as possible. After university, I think, at least for me, studying, like pure studying time where your eyes are on the screen, I studied on an iPad, so on the screen, I realized that about 7-8 hours, like straight hours, you have stops in between where you stop for 10 minutes, go to the bathroom, but straight time with eyes on the screen is like 7-8 hours. More than that, my brain just doesn't work. I think everybody is like that. When somebody says they study for 14 hours,
span is
it's not really 14. They check their phone. It's never 14 hours. So the best way is optimize. You have to, as I stumbled upon this Pomodoro technique, where you study 20 minutes, then you rest 5. 20 minutes, rest 5, or 15 minutes and 10. So I did those loops. I always researched about time management. What is the best way to manage my time? and I did everything I could on all fronts. So to be mentally healthy, you have to take care of your body. So I went to gym like 4 times a week, ran outside also 4 times a week, sprints and long runs. I went to the sauna. Basically, I did anything I could to keep myself mentally and physically peak condition, in a top shape. And a robot, in the sense that if you imagine what is the best thing I can do, and you have to always do it, that's the robot part, because I have this idea of what is the best course of action in every moment of time, and I almost always did the best thing at time for me. I was even studying in the sauna and in the bus, anywhere. Was like, if I think back, and could I do a better job? Could I force myself more? The answer is almost always no, but in this case, I feel like no, I couldn't do any more. Physically, it was just perfect, almost perfect. There's always more, but it was
There's always room for improvement, but
close to perfection.
You think you did everything you could at that time.
And why did I do it? Because I knew that I have to get these exceptionally high grades, and if I don't do it, I just won't get there.
What percentage, if we talk in like terms of percentage?
I'm not sure, but top 10 at least.
So you have to get above like 90% or?
Yeah.
92%?
About 90%.
Right.
And that's for the best university in Israel. So the preschool is like high level math, not university level, but higher than high school. And it's very hard. And everybody goes there for one reason, to get accepted to the best university. So that's the people you have to compete with and get to the top 10%.
Oh, so what subjects did you have?
Math, English, and physics.
Okay. No wonder your English is so good. You learned a lot of English.
It's not from there. I didn't learn anything.
Oh, really?
My English was good enough that I didn't learn anything in English.
Okay.
And it's not spoken English. It's just written and writing.
Is it like a lot of recitation involved? Like, just
like unscenes, answering questions.
Basically, your comprehension skills.
Yeah, it was high school level of English, which was easy for me because of all the games I played, and this part was easy.
Right.
The math was hard, and the physics was pretty hard.
So were you able to achieve the grades that you were aiming at?
Yes, I have. And thankfully, the second semester, Corona, it struck. And I'm not sure why, but because of the Corona, they devised a new exam that you can do, which was easier for me because I was part of this preschool that has a higher level of math that you can do. And I was able to lower the need for my high grades a little bit. So the first semester I did have to be like top 5, top 10. Second, I could take it a bit easier, like it could be top 20. And I started playing guitar, which was a nice thing.
Right.
But it sucked. The Corona was boring, studying through the computer.
So how did your identity change over time?
So after the army, I still had those problems with girls. I was able to overcome some of them, like my dancing problem, and I had a little bit of an experience there. Like I lost my virginity to somebody who just, I was lucky basically because she was my neighbor, and she just decided that she wants to sleep with me.
Wow.
And all I had to do, all I had to do was just not say no, because I was very bad at talking, right? And she just locked on her target.
She just attacked you.
Yeah, exactly. She attacked me, and I was pondering, like, should I sleep with her even though I don't love her? Like, that's my first experience. Right. Eventually, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm desperate enough. This point, I just need to lose this huge pressure off my shoulders. Yeah,
honest about the situation.
Yeah. So I had to lose this pressure.
So what are you still trying to figure out? Are there some things that you're still trying to figure out?
I'm trying to find my future career, but I feel very comfortable with myself at this point.
With your background in physics and material sciences?
Yeah. And also through the university, I feel like I became better because physics is one of the hardest subjects you can study, and it was in the best university. And on top of it, I took it as well with material science, so it's a dual bachelor's degree, which adds even more pressure because you have more courses. So it's one of the hardest things you can do in university in Israel. So it was very, very hard. And again, like the army, when you're successful in doing something really hard and really long, it was 4.5 years, it gives you more confidence in your abilities, that all you need to do is set your mind on something and eventually become successful.
If you saw your younger self now, what advice would you give him?
I'll tell him, relax, bro, it's gonna be okay.
And you'll make it.
He'll make it, yeah. I will tell him, start practicing the guitar now.
Is there anything that would surprise him if your younger self saw you now?
I think it would.
In
Like-
what way?
I went to the university and finished this degree. It's surprising. Like in Israel, if you tell somebody you're from the Technion, which is the university, they're like, damn, nice. So, and when I grew up, my parents used to tell me about this university, like you have to go to the Technion and study there. It's like the highest peak of achievement you can achieve. That's what yeah. So
Is it the best university in Israel?
we like to say that it is, the ones that are from the Technion, but they're competing three. It's the best one for science and engineering. It only focuses on this, science and engineering. There's no psychology, no arts, only science and engineering.
Are you satisfied with what you've become and what you've achieved and how far you've come?
I am satisfied, but I'm not sure that I chose the best path because I went for physics and material science out of curiosity.
Mhm.
Maybe I should have went more for the electrical engineering, with is a better balance between curiosity and higher pay. And also the world changes so fast. Like right when I'm done with my bachelor's degree, ChatGPT comes out and like ruins the job market.
AI.
And yeah, AI.
What
so
about
I'm not
your
sure.
life overall, like in general? Are you satisfied with it?
I'm satisfied overall, but I feel lost right now because I can't find my profession. Because when I went to study physics and material science and engineering, part of it was, okay, I'm studying physics because I'm very curious and it's like the basic structure of the world, which I was curious. Next layer was material science because everything is composed of material. So it was the next layer of complexity that explains how the world behaves on the most basic level. And the material science contains also engineering. So that's the practical side, that I'm also gonna be an engineer. So if I just wanna work with a bachelor's degree, it's easy to find a job in Israel with an engineering degree and a science degree, both of them. But then I moved to Canada, and in Canada there's no science and engineering. I feel like if you compare to Israel, like density-wise, there's so many more jobs in Israel for science and engineering and research and development. This Canada focuses on different niches. So I feel like I've put so much effort, like 5.5 years, into going through this long process. And one of my goals was not ever working a shitty job again. So it was curiosity, but also I said I never want to work.
What do you
a
mean
bad
by a
job.
shitty job?
Like a minimum wage job that you don't like doing, that you go to
That you
work and you
basically
say,
hate.
I don't want to work, fuck this job, but you have to go to the job.
Are you looking forward to the future
Mm.
or whatever the future holds?
No, I'm kind of chilling, I would say. I'm not really chilling because I'm lost and I'm searching. So I'm doing my best to search, and I'm learning new programs all the time, thinking about maybe I'm gonna do this, maybe I'll develop a software. Now I'm working with Cloud Code to try to build a software. I'm always trying to find my path,
Right.
in terms of career, financial stability, and also something that I like. Because I feel like I will never stop searching until I find something that gives me enough money and I don't suffer doing it. I want to say enjoy, but I feel like if you're not suffering in the job, you're actually enjoying it.
And that's very important, right?
Yeah. So I'm a bit anxious lately. Just trying to find my career path, finding my new passion. Because when I was in the university, I had this target of I have to finish this 4.5 years, get through it like the army. But this time it was way easier. It was actually way harder than the army, but because it was my own choice to do this and my own aspiration for my own self, that it made it so much more easier. But still, I had this goal of okay, I'm finishing, then I'm gonna get a high-paying job, something scientific, interesting. That's it. My life is set. Now I finished. My life is not set. Shit.
And you're like, you said you look forward to the next stage, and you get bored with the present stage very fast.
Mhm.
So, are you looking for the next stage now?
Actually, I'm not.
You're not,
It's a nice question. Not only now I realize that I'm not. No.
and that's the first time that's happening with you. You're sort of like trying to
Yes.
figure things out.
But I did quit my job here. I got a job at process engineering. I didn't like it one bit, so I decided to quit. I didn't like anything about it. So while I was doing the job, I couldn't wait for it to be over, like any stage of my life. But now that I'm kind of chilling, looking for my next thing, I have this cloud coding AI development stuff that I'm doing. I feel good. I have time. The winter is screwing me a little bit.
The winter is almost over.
Yeah, it's almost over, right? Because I was a bit depressed like a few months back, like
Right.
a few months ago. The winter is just,
A couple of months ago.
yeah, a couple of months ago. If I don't experience sunlight for more than 2 days straight, I just become depressed.
Well, at least you're looking forward to the spring.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Joe, for having us here and for your time today. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Of course.
Thank you.